Good evening. I'm Gary Franchi, Next News Network Chief White House Correspondent, bringing you the latest White House news from the past 24 hours here on our streaming partner with Trump Daily Post. Tonight's rundown starts with President Trump driving forward a forward-looking national security and technology agenda from the Oval Office, while the administration also pressed its message on Iran, border enforcement, and results Americans can measure. Now, the White House centered the day on President Trump signing major executive orders advancing quantum innovation and protecting the country against advanced cryptographic threats. The White House framed the move as a major investment in American quantum leadership, built to secure national defense, strengthen research and development, and keep the United States at the front of a critical industry. The same White House messaging over the last 24 hours also kept a strong focus on Iran developments, border enforcement victories tied to lower rents, and a broader promises-kept record across security, innovation, and growth. And according to the daily guidance, the president began Monday with executive time at the White House at 8 a.m., followed by a 3:30 p.m. executive order signing in the Oval. The schedule also included two Oval Office policy meetings later in the day at 5 and 6 p.m., all in Washington, with no major out-of-town travel listed. And from the pool reports, reporters were called to gather at the White House for the Oval Office executive order signing just before the event got underway. The pool movement signaled the administration was preparing to put a major presidential action on the record. And from the same reports, President Trump then began speaking and announced a major investment in American quantum leadership. The event brought together Energy Secretary Chris Wright, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Department of War, I should say, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and OMB Director Russ Vought, along with representatives from Google and IBM, underscoring the administration's push to align national security, industry, and cutting-edge technology. At the top of those remarks, President Trump also touched on Iran. From the pool report, the president emphasized two outcomes: keeping the Strait of Hormuz open and ensuring Iran does not develop nuclear weapons. He also said funds being unfrozen under the negotiations will go towards food purchased exclusively from American farmers. In follow-up remarks from the pool, President Trump made clear he would act if Iran breaks the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding or misbehaves. He said the threat of a nuclear weapon outweighs economic risk, while Secretary Wright added that oil and natural gas are flowing at pre-crisis levels and could move even higher. The president also reiterated that Iran is expected to use those funds to buy food from the United States. In the same media availability, President Trump also addressed vandalism at the Reflecting Pool on the National Mall. From the pool report, he said the damage included a 350-foot slit likely cut by a vandal using a box cutter or a knife, and added that the pool will need to be drained and repaired. On the domestic front, the White House said that President Trump's border enforcement is helping drive down rents nationwide. The administration tied that relief to a drop of more than 50% net international migration in 2025, higher housing vacancy rates, and lower monthly costs for many of the nation's 46 million renters. Now, overseas, Vice President J.D. Vance gave a subsequent update from Switzerland on the Iran negotiations. The White House said Iran agreed to allow IAEA inspectors back into the country, with discussions able to begin as soon as today. Well, Vance also said the Strait of Hormuz remains open and talks are continuing to keep it that way during the conflict. He added that progress is also being made on a Lebanon ceasefire through a deconfliction mechanism involving Israel, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and the Emirates. Now, before departing Switzerland, Vice President Vance took questions on the tarmac. The White House said that he stressed that frozen funds stay frozen unless there is clear progress, and that Qatar has been asked to help establish a mechanism to ensure any money is used as intended. He also pushed back on chatter about any snub by Iranian negotiators, saying productive meetings continued for 9 hours, and that trust will be built on actions and not words. Earlier in the day, the White House had announced that the vice president was scheduled to deliver remarks in Switzerland at 1 p.m. local time as part of his ongoing travel engagements yesterday. The White House said that Vice President's motorcade rolled to Emmen Air Base at 7 p.m. local time and beginning his return trip from Switzerland. Taken together, the last 24 hours show a White House pressing ahead on advanced technology, national security, diplomatic leverage, border enforcement, and day-to-day executive action, with a steady emphasis on American strength and measurable results. That's the latest from the White House tonight.